it's Elise and welcome back to My Cupcake Addiction. You guys have been requesting some simple birthday cake ideas. So on today's episode, I'm gonna be showing you how to decorate a really simple and really generic birthday cake. So this can be used for any age, any gender, really any occasion at all. I hope you like what I came up with. Let's get started. So today we're just straight decorating the cake. We're not gonna bake it and we're not gonna build it. And I'm actually starting off with a pre-made crumb-coated cake. It's actually our rainbow checkerboard cake that I showed you how to make not so long ago. For this guy, you're gonna need an offset spatula, a straw, a ruler, a pair of scissors, and a Ziploc bag. I've also got an assortment of sprinkles and candies, so I'm using confetti sprinkles today, and then for my candies, I've got marshmallows, mini M&Ms, I've got some licorice all sorts, and just some little red Jaffas. If you have them, grab like a different kind of sprinkle, and I've also got a miniature ice cream cone, a couple of small rainbow lollipops, and I've got some of our perfectly pipeable buttercream frosting, which I will link to the recipe for down below. As I said, I'm starting with a crumb-coated cake here. So if you want to see how I made this particular cake and got the crumb coat, I can link to that video down below. But I've basically frozen it for about 15 minutes so it's nice and firm. And now I'm just going to take a generous amount of buttercream frosting and I'm going to spatula it on. Once I've got a nice amount on top of that crumb coat, I'm going to use a ruler to scrape back that first coat of frosting. And just drag the ruler around it once, then get your offset spatula and fill in any spots so you can see your frosting levels a little bit low. You might need to do this 2 or 3 times, but what you'll end up with is a beautiful, smooth sidewall, which is the perfect foundation for any cake. Once you're happy with the edges, take your offset spatula and just make sure it's clean and sort of drag that little ridgy bit of frosting from the top back into the top layer here. So you can see I'm being really gentle and I'm wiping my spatula in between so it's always really nice and clean. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so even when I got to this stage, I added a bit more frosting and smoothed it back again, but it's completely up to you how fussy you want to be here. And today's decoration technique leaves a little room for error. So when you're happy with the overall smoothness of your cake, I'm going to take those confetti sprinkles or any sprinkles you like, and while the buttercream frosting's still wet, so don't leave that to sit for too long or that frosting will form a little crust, I'm just using my hands to kind of roughly shove some sprinkles just on the bottom inch and a half of that cake. Give your board a little bit of a tidy up because you can have sprinkles absolutely everywhere. And then from a bit of a height, you just want to scatter just a few. So don't go too crazy on the sprinkles here. You really just want to do like a little smattering of sprinkles on top. I broke those up with some mini M&Ms because they kind of look like bigger sprinkles and give it a really cartoony effect. And then you want to take your straw and I'm going to shove it through the bottom point of the ice cream cone that I'm using. So this is going to kind of make that ice cream cone look like it's standing up 3-dimensionally on the cake. I'm going to stuff the ice cream cone full of M&Ms because I'm a bit of a chocoholic and I love it when there's a surprise inside something. And then I'm going to stick a marshmallow straight down on top. So the marshmallow is going to help give you like the little ice cream top look, and it's also going to help to hold the M&Ms in place and hold the straw in place. I put some of my buttercream frosting into a Ziploc bag and then you just want to snip off a medium-sized tip and you're going to fashion that into a bit of a makeshift piping bag. Come around the outside of your ice cream cone and make like a rough ice cream style swirl. So you've kind of got an ice cream that's not really an ice cream. Then you want your little alternate sprinkles, and I thought these looked better if they weren't the same as all the other sprinkles. Sprinkle those on top of the frosting and then add either a red M&M or I'm using a red Jaffa. You can take that whole ice cream now and stick it about 3/4 of the way straight down into the center of the cake. But when you get to that last like little bit, just use your scissors to push it down because if you try to push it in with your fingers, you risk busting your marshmallow up through your nice little ice cream top. You can use whatever candies you like here. I'm going to put a round rainbow lollipop sort of on a jaunty angle off to one side of my little ice cream. And then I also took a couple of little licorice all sorts. I love these because they're bright and colorful. And I used a little bit of frosting stuck on the licorice all sort to just stack another one slightly on top so they're standing up and it gives it a little bit more height. That is a really easy way to make a birthday cake that looks anything but easy. So it's still going to have that wow factor, but it really hasn't taken us that long to put together. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me, make sure you visit My Cupcake Addiction and subscribe. And as always, thanks very much for watching.